Anthony and Aldo met on the Cactus to Clouds Trail in Southern California, hiking up to Mount San Jacinto. And Anthony's been playing for just about a year now, and Aldo is just beginning his Native American flute journey. So let's talk about the hike up to Cactus to Clouds. Why did you want to go take this hike?
Well, so I grew up here, and I don't know, up until wasn't an avid hiker till recently, and I caught wind of the fact that there was a trail that went from Palm Springs to the top, and that was a couple of years ago. And so when I heard that, I don't know, I just had I got this itch to do it, and it never went away. Every single time I'd look at the top of the mountain or see the tram, it was haunting, you need to come do this. And so finally, after many years, I planned it. I kind of trained. I really didn't as much as I should have, but I really didn't realize how hard it was going to be. And so I set the day, my girlfriend dropped me off, and I went for it, and met this guy about halfway up, maybe 5,000 feet or so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And we finished it out together.
Growing up, I always seen that big mountain. Anytime I would drive down the hill, down the grade, you see it. The mountain just stares you in the face.
Yeah, it's a very prominent mountain. Going from the high desert down to the low desert, you get that big view of Mount San Jacinto every time. Right there in Palm Springs.
I heard, just like you, there's a trail from the bottom all the way to the top. And I was like, what? One day.
What is it, 22, 20?
I think it'd be 21 from the
21
bottom to the peak and then to the tram.
21 miles and over 10,000 feet up, 10.8 elevation climb. So that's really strenuous. And you guys met about halfway up.
Yeah.
So tell me about that moment specifically. How did that interaction go?
I don't know who passed who first, but I think he might have passed me, and then he stopped, and I kind of passed him. And I don't know if it was the first time or the second time, but one of those, he said something to me first, and we just kind of started talking. I think he asked me, is this your first time doing it? And I was like, yeah. And I asked him, and he was like, yeah, same. And noticed he had the same watch that I had on, and I noticed his Vivos too, the same kind of hiking shoes.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, well, that's pretty weird, bunch of the same stuff, but I didn't think too much of it, and I was like, all right, good luck, man. I'll see you later, and then we kind of had a pretty big gap at that point again.
Yeah. So from what I remember is I was hiking up, I seen him taking a water break as I was walking by, and I was like, hey, is this your first time? And he was like, yeah. I was like, heck yeah, it's my first time too, because I seen he was doing it alone. I don't know how many people really do it alone, so it's surprising to see him out there doing it. And I ended up taking a break watching the sun rise, and that was when he caught back up. And he's like, hey man, we got the same shoes and the same watch. And I was like, that's sick, dude. So we enjoyed lunch together at the ranger station, and then we hiked all the way to the peak together, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, after the ranger station, it was kind of an unspoken, all right, we're going to finish this thing out together.
At what point did the Native American flute come into the story? Was that mentioned on the trail?
Yeah. No, I remember there was a point where, I don't know if you remember or not, but it was at that point where we were super tired, and I remember he was like, I just want to get up there and play my flute, man. I just remember hearing that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and I didn't think too much of it. And then when we got up there, at a certain point, he was still tired, took it over, but he's like, I have to play this thing. Just went up on a little rock and started playing it.
Uh-huh.
And
sick.
And that was the first time that you heard that sound before, or have you heard?
So this is kind of funny.
Before?
I think I told him about it too, but I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan, and there's one of the movies in one of the Kill Bill movies where the character's telling the story, but he's playing a flute this is a wooden flute, and it sounds exactly. That was the first time I'd ever heard that, and I remember thinking I don't know, there's something about the way it sounded that was I don't know, it made me feel well, this is really crazy, because he was telling a story too, and it set a tone And I remember I always had the thought like it would be really cool to learn how to play an instrument like that, like an old, just ancient wooden flute.
Uh-huh.
And I remember when he started playing it, having that thought, like, dude, that's exactly like that cool flute that I saw in that movie. And yeah, and then I kind of made some comments. First, I listened to him though. When he started playing it, I mean, dude, like almost half the people at the top of the mountain like stopped what they were doing to listen to this person play this flute.
Right.
And I remember there's even like some lady came over and she just sat and was like just staring, listening to this music. And I recorded it, and I think even laid back on a rock, and like he set the tone up there for everyone, and it was pretty like magical. Like, it was crazy. Everyone within like a certain radius was just entranced by this guy playing the flute.
Your meeting was, you would say, divinely orchestrated or coincidental.
Felt like we were right where we needed to be.
By the time I got to the top, I mean, it almost felt like I had known this guy for a long time, you know?
Aldo, tell us, how the journey is going so far with the Native American flute. How long have you been playing now?
I've had it for maybe 2 or 3 months now. It's been nice. It's cool. It's a new addition to the family, and we're all enjoying it. My girlfriend, my daughter, so it's been nice.
I'm excited you're on the journey, and you're more than welcome here anytime. And I really appreciate both of you sharing your stories. It was very inspiring to hear, and I think a lot of people out there need to hear some of what you guys have said.